Start the photo. Have you sorted that out?
Have, Jeff. We're ready to go when you are.
Thanks, Peter. Okay, athletes, on your marks.
So we are away here in the third of our 5K races. This one's sponsored by Mulqueen Finance. We might try and get a chat with Corey if he's around somewhere. Corey Mulqueen, if you want to plug your business a little bit more than I do, why don't you make your way over to the microphone and we'll have a bit of a chat. So Heat 3 here, sponsored by Mulqueen Finance. We've got some absolutely fantastic sponsors here for the 5K Frenzy. Of course, Intersport Bendigo. We had a bit of a talk to Shane earlier. Get down there for your pair of ons. Of course, our major sponsor, AL Parker Electrical. They'll be the sponsor of our main race and our overall night, our overall event. But our sponsor for this one, Mulqueen Finance. And we thank Corey Mulqueen for his sponsorship as we now turn our attention to the racetrack. So it looks like 14 runners in this one. I'll just do a quick count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, somewhere around there. I think we're right. No scratchings, Bill. In spot 1, Simon Blight. In 2, young Merlin. Young Merlin, Saros, the young Bendigo Harry, only 15 years old, young Merlin. In Station 3, Richard Egan. Stephen Van Rees goes in Station 4, the tall, gangly figure of Stephen Rees. Don't worry about that. He is a legitimate runner of some note. In 5, Jackson Eden. In 6, Nigel Preston. Corey Harrop goes in 7. The other Christensen, Liam, goes in 8, or maybe Josh has just decided to have another crack. Sammy Gibson in 9, Ben McDonald in 10, Jake Hilson in 11. He's turned himself into a middle long distance runner, young Jake. He's one of our best sprinters until a few hamstring injuries, but running a fine season. Jackson Harrop in 12, Adam Barker in 13, and to round out the field, Chris Gordon in 14. I will say Adam Barker up from Mentone Athletics. Just looking for the bright yellow singlet. There it is, the bright yellow singlet with the black sash of Adam Barker. So round for the 800, and they're making pretty good tick here. This is going quite well. I haven't quite got a list of who's at the front there. I missed them on the way through. Let's just say it's Simon Blight, just hypothetically. Imagine if I was right. What a guess that would be. So we're pinning our money on Simon Blight being the leader as he comes up past the crowd and through the tent. Now, I will say, you might have seen the tent at the Zatopek meet a bit earlier, or last year, I suppose. Well, they stole that idea off us. Don't you worry about that. And I'll tell you what, it is Simon Blight going first. Young Merlin in second there, and they are, geez, all right, this is going a lot faster. So that's at 3:20 pace. So we are down under that 17 minutes for 5K, and the field is still pretty bunched. So they're quite happy with the pace. Can you stay here? One of our lap counters has come over, Eric Baker, a member of the Bendigo Harriers, but he also happens to be a life member of the Bendigo Umpires Association, and he's just had a whisper in my ear, but I'll actually get him to tell us what's going on here. Don't walk away, Snake. You're going to have a bit of a talk on the microphone. So we have three very, very interesting runners in our field. Eric, can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, the AFL boundary umpires. Number 1, Simon Blight. Number 10, Ben McDermott. And number 14, Chris Gordon, the ball headed, who has done 7 AFL grand finals.
So I'll tell you what, that's fantastic. So Simon Blight, Ben McDonald and Chris Gordon, all AFL umpires in the field, with Chris Gordon umpiring in 7 AFL grand finals. Well, I'll tell you what, that makes me feel a little bit less of a person, but well done to Chris. Just retired But I'll tell you what, if he's running at this pace, sub 17. Lockie Rayner just sitting beside me with a little bit of information that perhaps he could have passed on to me before the race started, but that's okay. So it looks like Blight's just rolled back into second wheel there. No Egan in the field. And no Gibson in the field. And Nigel not starting as well, so that's a shame. Nigel Preston, very busy man, organising his own events. Don't you worry about that. So just going through, I couldn't pick up on the camera who was pulling them around at the moment. It is Ben McDonald. Thank you, Loggie. He's finally thrown me a bone. Very, very nice. So the pace has certainly picked up. They have strung out a little bit more, but all seeming very comfortable. So we'll get the Melbourne Uni runner there on the inside. Looks like Harrop, Zaros and Eden, the two Harriers runners there. Mid-pack, looking very, very comfortable. And our two AFL boundary umpires are at the front. Well, no problem there. So if you're looking for a career as an AFL boundary umpire, apparently you have to be able to run 16 minutes for 5K. If only I was close to a AFL boundary umpire who might know exactly what the standard might be to be a... So the 2K, he's transitioning slightly, he's segueing out. The 2K in about 6.5 minutes. So that puts us at 13, 14, 15. Oh, yes. That's sub 16 by my reckoning. I could be really wrong there. No, just over 16. So around that 16.10, 16.20. What does an AFL boundary umpire have to run in a 2 or 3K time trial? There's no standard. Well, they're not accepting me, that's for sure. So it's McDonald and it's Blight, it's Eden and it's Harrop, Zaros, Christensen, Van Rees, Hilson, and our man, that looks like an Albury singlet. Is that an Albury singlet at the back there? Yeah, it is. Another Harrop. There's two Harrops, Corey Harrop and Jackson Harrop. You're tricking me, boys. Wearing two different singlets. Surely they're related. Can I get some confirmation on that, someone? Are the Harrop boys in the field related? Just waiting for someone to come tap me on the shoulder. It just seems weird. Corey Harrop and Jackson Harrop, surely there's a connection there. So Adam Barker is out of this race, unfortunately. But we still have Blight and McDonald at the top of the field. And this pace is not relenting. So we are certainly going to get a faster winning time than the previous heat. The question remains, how much faster? So McDonald's just moved back and Eden and Zaros have moved up to 2 and 3 podium positions. It's Corey Harrop from Melbourne. So Corey's in the Melbourne Uni singlet and Jackson's in the Albury singlet at the back of that pack. But both boys moving very, very well at the moment. The Harrops are brothers. I've just had confirmation that they are brothers. Very much appreciative. So my instincts have again served me well. And the Harrops are brothers. So we've got a bit of sibling rivalry going on in this one. We'll keep a close eye on that. At the moment, Corey looks like he's had a bit of a misstep. He might have stood on the rail there. Corey just about 20 metres in front of Jackson, but I don't think he'll go down. He'll go down swinging, that's for sure. I will also say that Corey is 20 and Jackson is 15, so he's got a few years up his sleeve. So if he doesn't beat young Jackson, and he probably won't be too happy. So the pace has certainly gone up here. Blight, Eden and Zaros have moved away here. It is a pack of 3 and the pace has gone up. I believe that was the 3K. In 9:45, 9:50 I had it. So that's our first sub 10 minute 3K. And the pack at the back led by Christensen. Van Rees now moving up. So Stephen Van Rees won't want to miss out, and it looks like Liam Christensen and Stephen Van Rees are trying to hook back on. They're dragging them up. Hilson now going. Looks like McDonald might have just eased up a little bit. But Liam Christensen is really trying to drag this second pack across. Van Rees and Hilson sticking on. They're just coming up to the front straight. And our front 3 look very, very comfortable. I believe Jackson Eden's been up at Falls with a few of the other bats. The Bendigo bats, that is. Our premiership winning cross-country team. Had a very successful season last year. Jackson Eden ran a few of those Div 1 races. So it looks like Liam Christensen's been able to maybe stem a bit of this damage, although, geez, I thought young Zaros was about to tear off around the outside there. But he's kept his powder dry for another time. Christensen, Van Rees and Hilson are still within striking distance, but gee whiz, it's getting harder and harder every lap. And the boys out the front are doing it easier and easier and easier. So it's still Blight, it's still Eden, it's still Zaros. And I don't want to curl it early, so I won't. Christensen, Van Rees and Hilson still there. McDonald has fallen off the back. And I'll tell you what, we may have lost one of the Harrop boys. And we have. I've just had a look at the infield up near the high jump, and Corey is out of this race, and he does not look happy. He's a bit upset. We hope everything's okay. But he's got his younger brother in the field, and I know he's going to give him a bit of a clap along. Looks like Tane Lang and Jack out there with him. Both young Bendigo boys got their Melbourne Uni teammate up for the 5K frenzy. So here comes Jackson. So a terrible, terrible shame for Corey there. As I said, we hope he's okay. Jackson is still in the race. But we turn our attention back to the front, and Jackson Eden has decided that he's going to have a crack in it. 4K, sub 30 minutes. 12:52 on the clock, Jackson. Setting this race up beautifully. Simon Blight's still there, and I'll tell you what, for a 15-year-old, Merlin Zaros is having an unbelievable race. 15 years old, and he would have to be on PB pace. 15-year-olds don't run this fast. So it's Jackson Eden coming under the tent. A rousing round of applause there. But I'll tell you what, Blight is not going away. And Merlin Zaros looks good. He looks real good. 2 laps to go, Merlin. Liam Christensen through. Hilson has gone past Van Rees. 2 laps to go here. McDonald. Jackson Harrop. So this race is really starting to wind up here. Love it when a commentator brings out all the old cliches. But it is Eden now, 600 to go. Blight is still there. Zaros has fallen back, but I tell you what, this is a gutsy run from a very, very young man. Christensen has broken away from Hilson and Van Rees. They'll have a little battle on their own, but Liam's been left in no man's land. He's far, far away from that front pack, but he's got no one else behind him to stir him on. Chris Gordon, 2 laps to go. Fantastic effort. We are still under 15 minutes Tell you what, this is a race. Eden can see the clock. This is going sub 16, Jacko. As Blight kicks up to him. Simon Blight making a big go at Jackson Eden now. Can Jackson keep him off? Merlin Zaros, this could you imagine a 15-year-old kid running sub 16? This would be absolutely amazing. 15 minutes has just ticked over now as Hilton and Van Rees get the bell. We turn our attention back to the back straight and Eden is flying down there past the pole vault mats. Blight is giving chase, but there's absolutely no way he could catch him now. Zaros, 15:20 on the clock. We're going to have 3 of them go sub 16 here. This will be including a 15-year-old boy. Don't you mind that? Jackson Eden round the Jav run up, about to come into the front straight, and this will be an absolutely fantastic run from the hometown boy. Jackson Eden coming into the front straight. 15:37 on the clock. Can he go sub 16? I doubt he's ever done it before. Simon Blight right on his tail. He comes up to the line, a big smile on his face, and he salutes. He has a look. Great run from Jackson. Blight not far behind. Zaros with 4 seconds. Can he get there? Oh, I'll tell you what, the clock's just gone dead, but I reckon he's got it. A 15-year-old going sub 16, if you don't mind, at the 5K frenzy. Hilson across, 16 and change. Van Rees not far behind. But an absolutely sensational run from Eden, Blight and Zaros. 3 sub 16s. And we've still got 2 races to go. Buckle yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, because we are not done yet. Just waiting for Chris Gordon. Coming into the straight now, 17 minutes on the clock. He's been made to look a little bit slow by these boys at the front, but I'll tell you what, he's going to cross the line in about 17 and a half, and that is a phenomenal time for a 5-kilometre race. A great run there from 7-time AFL Grand Final umpire Chris Gordon. That rounds out Heat 3 of the 5K Frenzy. This race sponsored by Mole Queen Finance, and it's been an absolute rip snorter, this one. The last one was a ring-a-ding-ding. This one's a rip snorter. What are we going to get in the next 2 races? It'll be 15, 59 and